Hey everybody, Brian here on today's episode of Squeaky Shoes on a tile surface. Anyway, they're a bit noisy. This is a really nice Tucson. The reason I say it's really nice is it's got super low mileage in my opinion. This one's done 13,000 kilometers from new. And I know the previous owner really well, so her family, I used to work with one of her daughters, and then one of her sons bought a car off me, and she's bought a few cars off me as well, two sons. Like we're saying to you, I suppose we have a good knowledge of the owner, so I know the car's been looked after well. And then with 13,000 kilometers, it's had a pretty easy life, to be fair. So anyway, this video I want to show you the features on the outside and the inside. I'll go for a quick drive in the car, and if you want any information, 086 843 1945. Right, things I like on these cars, okay? So executive pluses end up getting LED front lights. The beeping is because I've got now the car left it running with the key. They get LED indicators. They're the only model to get LEDs in indicators besides the plug-in N line. Big daytime running lights down through there. Fulls and dips are separate, so it's superior light to the model that comes before it, and they're LED as well. But, and before I move on actually, the rear lights are also really impressive on these. Look at all those little LED kind of diodes. And the other thing which a lot of people ask about is having the light bar going from left to right. I also really like the fact that it gets the exposed exhaust on the rear. So it just makes it, in my opinion, just a little bit more sporty looking. Gets that big diffuser along the bottom. Parking sensors back there, we'll see that when we go for a drive. One thing I did want to show you, actually it has push button start. I'm going to turn it off for a sec. So a couple of things. I can lock or unlock the car using the key, if I lock the car, it turns off the lights, brings in the door mirrors. If I unlock it, it brings them back on. But crucially, it's keyless, so I don't have to use that. I can leave that in my pocket, and then I can lock, or similarly, I can unlock. And you see then along here, you get little welcome lights as well for the door handles at night time, so they look pretty cool. And then there's an 18-inch diamond cut wheel. We move around to the front then, there's like a brushed aluminium section along through there, and down on the bottom as well. But crucially, when you look at the front of these where the lights aren't on the lower spec models, you can see the white of the halogen, the LED daytime running lights. You can see the white section along through there. But on this one, it's got this shadow chrome finish all the way across. So it's impossible to distinguish. Well, not impossible, of course it's possible, but very, very difficult to distinguish. So it looks like just one big, mean looking grille on the front. Okay, let's have a quick look at the inside. So this one is middle of 2022, which meant power tailgate was starting to get more standard at that point. In through here, the boot on these is good. A lot of people don't use these as well, the top tethers. If you have a child seat kind of there, where you can put the top section of the child seat and secure it from there, I don't know why more people don't use that. Anyway, you got a tonneau cover over there, parking sensors along here. And then to close the boot, you can do it from the key, or you can do it from the boot lid itself. Right, let's have a quick look at the inside. One thing I love on executive pluses, maybe because it's probably something you notice more when you have children. Well, actually not, I think they're stylish anyway. So you got brushed aluminium and piano black, brushed aluminium. Down through here then, that blind is really, really useful, especially with young kids. 3 head restraints, 3 3-point safety belts. This car would have had a super easy life. So looking at, say, the leather, looking at the floors, the back of the seats, everything's in really, really nice condition throughout. Just in terms of size, so say for example, if I was to sit into this car as a 6-foot person behind myself, this is the type of legroom that I would have. So legroom is really, really good in these cars, to be fair, and then headroom is good as well. And then I'm in the recline position, so you can have these really straight up and give you more boot space, or I can drop this back and have more space for passengers in the rear. But you do actually have quite a lot of space, and then an armrest in through here with some drinks holders, and down through there then 2 USB connectors. Up through the front, same idea of piano black and brushed aluminium, electrics for windows and for mirrors in through there, height adjustable driver seat, lumbar support here for lower back, steering wheel is rake reach, so it goes up and down and in and out. And then the car also has height adjustment for the passenger seat as well, because it's executive plus. Anyway, we'll go for a drive in the car. So just before we do that, I should show you some of the features. Armrest for storage, it's also comfortable. Parking brake with auto hold, so it'll hold the brake, especially when you're on a hill and things like that. Heated seat, heated steering wheel because we're in executive plus, heated seat for your passenger, hill descent control. While I'm driving forward, I can press this on to have the rear view faced camera. USB in through here, sorry, USB here and here, and then wireless charging in through there. Dual zone climate control, so different temperatures on each side of the phone. Look how crap my phone looks, it's so worn. Anyway, Blue Link, which is an app, would allow you to lock or unlock the car, see if any of the doors are open or various statistics on the car from a mobile phone app. In through here, there is maps, and then I like this the way you can bring it across on the 10-inch screen, so you can have another kind of map view per se, or I can scroll that down to time or compass, or music information or whatever it is. So I like that idea. And then the other thing as well is this one's going to have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, albeit tethered from the USB. So you have to have the USB plugged in if you want Android Auto and Apple CarPlay for Google Maps, but you can use Bluetooth normally without having it tethered. One thing on these as well, they have this like diffuse, so you have normal vents there, but if you press the diffuse button, it brings out the air in a more sort of spread fashion, so it's not in your face, out through these little vents. So pretty cool that. Electrochromatic, it darkens itself at night time when someone comes up behind you, so you don't have to be flipping between daytime, nighttime. Cruise control with a speed limiter, controls for Bluetooth, auto lights, so they're auto daytime, nighttime, and also they dip when you meet traffic, and then over there automatic wipers. You got a drive mode down through here, so you press that and basically it changes the layout of the clocks, but it also changes the behavior of the throttle response and all that kind of stuff in the car as well. Anyway, let's go for a bit of a drive. Oh yeah, there's front parking sensors on these, so you get a little radar on the car front, and then obviously you have a camera and also another radar front and rear in through there as well. So for anyone that's not driven one of these before, obviously it's high off the ground, there's big windows, there's big door mirrors, there's great visibility even all the way around. And you know, they're a reasonably nimble car actually. Some people kind of fear getting into SUVs if they haven't had one before. Obviously if you've had one before you know, but they are no longer a difficult vehicle to drive. They feel like a 5-door hatchback, and actually probably easier to drive if you're coming out of a saloon. This one is a 13,000 kilometer car. It drives like a 13,000 kilometer car, which kind of nearly drives like a brand new one, and I hate saying that because I know it's horribly sales pitchy, but everything feels good. Clutch, gearbox, brakes, steering, just feels like a new car. And there's decent power in them. There's 115 horsepower, 6 forward gears, and then in terms of, some people actually, if you've got the older model, some people feel like this one is torquier, and I can't tell you why, because it's pretty much the same engine as the model that went before it, but some people just feel there's a more immediate access to torque in this particular variant. Anyway, I suppose like everything, come try the car yourself and you'll have a better idea. But anyone that test drives Tucsons, I can't think the last person that came back and said they didn't like it to drive. So anyway, sorry, one other thing, the car's roof rails, if you want to put roof bars from side to side and then put a roof box up on top of it. If there's any information you want to the car, Brian is my name, 086-843-1945, call, text, WhatsApp, whatever suits. I'll be happy to run through information on the car if you're trading in a car. This car, like I was saying to you, real nice history on it because it's such low mileage, and we've looked after the car. We know the customer really well, which is always, in my opinion, a good thing. So I'm really kind of confident in the car like this. It'll have a warranty until 2022. Sorry, 2027 even, so that's the middle part of 2027, and we will take trade-ins and we can do bespoke payment plans and all that kind of stuff as well. So if you've something to trade in or scrap or whatever it is, give us a shout. 086-843-1945, Brian's my name, Fitzpatrick's Garage, Dublin Road, Kildare, or 51Y165. Thanks for watching.